Hey, are you a first-time homebuyer? Buying a home can be scary because, let's be honest, there's a lot of money involved, and if it is your first time buying, you may not know the process. But let me break it down for you into the steps that will happen from your first thoughts about buying a home to actually moving into your new home. Step number 1. Find yourself an agent you know, like, and trust. In Hawaii, there are many agents available to help, but you need to find the one that fits all three. These agents are usually found through people that you know. You may have seen on the internet, or you have met them at an open house. The main thing is that when you find an agent, that they have your best interests at heart. Why? Because everyone's situation is different, and a realtor's main goal should be to help you and to educate you through the process. You can figure this out by talking with them, asking them questions, or even by referring to testimonials about the agent you plan to work with. If you feel or think that the agent may not be the best fit for you, don't feel bad about finding another agent. This is going to be one of the biggest purchases of your life, and you should be represented by someone you feel comfortable working with. All in all, make sure that the agent you choose to represent you when buying your first home is someone you like, know, and especially trust. Step number 2. Figure out how you will be financing your purchase. As a first-time homebuyer, the most common finance method is by taking out a mortgage. This means you'll be borrowing money and having a calculated monthly payment. But there are many loan options available, including conventional, FHA, VA, even other uncommon loans. Which one should you use? Well, talking to a loan officer will help you determine which loan type to use and how much money you qualify for that best fits your situation. This is probably one of the most important steps because you can't buy a home if you don't know what you can afford. You can't really go shopping unless you know how much you can spend. Once you have the calculated mortgage amount you can afford, that's when you can start seriously shopping for homes. Some things to prepare for this will be saving up for a down payment, checking your credit, and knowing what you spend on average every month. Step number 3. Start the home shopping. Now, this is probably the most exciting part of the home buying process, besides actually moving into your home, because this is when you can start viewing homes and getting a feel for each one. During this step, you'll need to be in constant contact with your agent. Don't ghost your agent, because they'll be helping you coordinate times for showings, calling listing agents, and gathering information about the properties you are interested in. One thing you can do that will help in this process is by making sure you identify what your major needs are for your new home. Do you really need the home to have a nice view? Does it need to have a washer and dryer in the unit? Does it need to have easy access to the freeway? Do you want the maintenance fees to cover certain utilities? Make sure you have all these answers, that way your agent can narrow down the property search to the best that fits your needs. Now this process may be very quick and you find the home you really want within a couple days, or it could take a bit longer. It'll all depend on what homes are available on the market and your ideal home criteria. Step number 4, putting in an offer. Once you have done the home shopping and have found the home that fits all or most of the needs, the next step is to put in an offer. This is when you'll be talking with your agent about terms and conditions of a purchase contract and what strategy you'll be using to put in the best offer you can. Now this process isn't easy because the offer you put in on one home may be different than the offer on another. There are many different variables, terms, contingencies that you need to know about, which is why I recommend spending a good amount of time discussing with your agent about the purchase contract. For example, the current state of the housing market can change the way your offer is structured. If interest rates are a bit higher, this will cause many buyers to shy away from buying real estate. But the benefit to this is that there's now less competition. So buyers can now negotiate the terms of the offer more in their favor. If interest rates are low, many buyers will come back to the market, which will lead more competition and bidding wars. Now, this is just one example, but there are many other things to consider to make your offer the best so that the seller will choose yours. In addition, when putting in an offer, make sure you have your pre-approval letter ready from the mortgage company and that you check your emails for digital signatures. The home you want may have just been recently listed and you will need to move in quickly to ensure that your offer is sent in to the seller for review on time. Step number 5, going under contract or opening escrow. Going under contract is very exciting because that means your offer has been chosen by the seller and the transaction process will begin. The average time a home is under contract is between 30 to 45 days because there are many contingencies, inspections, and documents that need to be taken care of before you get your keys to the home. The main events during escrow include money deposits, home inspections, repairs, termite inspections and treatment, home disclosures, document reviews, and appraisals with the final mortgage approval. During this process, your agent and you will be reviewing the documents and talking about the different events because many unexpected things can happen. You may find something in the inspections that you didn't see before. The appraisal might be a bit higher or lower value than you expected, or even additional renegotiations will be needed. So, while under contract, just know that this does not mean you have the house yet. You need to expect the unexpected and take the necessary precautions to ensure you are purchasing the home under fair terms and conditions that you are comfortable with. Step number 6, final steps before closing. The final steps before receiving the keys to your new home are very important. You will need to do a final walkthrough of the property to ensure that any repairs have been made and that the condition of the home is being handed over to you properly. You will also need to make sure that you have the proper home insurance and title insurance. Home insurance is required by lenders for any theft and damages that your home can suffer from. Title insurance protects you and the lender from any financial losses against claims regarding the legal ownership of a home. Once all of these are in place and the remaining funds for your down payment are in escrow and cleared for release to the sellers, you may then receive the keys to your new home. Step number 7. Receiving your keys and moving in. This is the most exciting part of the process because this means you have finally arrived at the finish line and will now become an official home owner. Your agent will meet with you at your new home and hand you over the keys along with some closing gifts and treats. It will probably be a celebration with pictures being taken as well as videos being made to commemorate the event. This is the moment where you stop paying rent and start paying yourself by building up that equity in your new home. You now own a piece of real estate. Now, this may not be the final home for you in your lifetime because life will happen and your goals will change, but it is a great financial step up. You will now be building equity, gaining financial appreciation on your home's value, and even provide yourself the possibility of having passive rental income if you decide to move into another home and keep your first home open for tenants. You are now a new homeowner, and congratulations. These 7 steps explain the very basic process of buying a home for the first time. There are many details and variables that aren't covered here which you will learn along the way and your agent will help you with. But for those of you who are thinking about buying a home for the first time, you now know at least the foundation of how to buy a home. It is always a good idea to educate yourself on this process because I hope we all become homeowners. If you want to learn more, feel free to contact me at the link below or in the description. This is Jantzen, your friendly island agent here to help with all of your real estate needs. Mahalos and have a great day.